Perfect.
Anime can't translate over to live action film. Once upon a time, a good friend of mine told me that Hollywood is going to try their hand at anime the same way that they do comic book movies. So for example, Hollywood always cranks out a brand new MCU movie literally once every year. Sometimes they do like 2 movies and now they're putting out hella shows. Or if you look at DC Comics, they reboot a brand new Batman movie every 4 years. Anime has had this surge of popularity through the pandemic, which is a blessing and a curse. Like, I'm happy that anime is finally getting the recognition it deserves, but on the flip side, I don't like the bandwagoners, bro. What's that Rick Ross song go? You wasn't with me when I was shooting in the gym. I used to get called a word that rhymes with maggot because I got caught doing a Naruto run. Now Megan Thee Stallion mentions anime one time, and all of a sudden all these fine girls talking about how they want to throw it back on Gojo. You wasn't with us when we was shooting in the gym. I'm very happy that this genre is getting its proper recognition. Like, a lot of people used to crack jokes on it and be like, oh, that's stupid, I'll never watch that. But then when they finally sat down and watched it, they realized really isn't that bad. You have to find the right anime to watch. And I heard somebody once say, oh, well, saying a sentence like that proves that it's not good at all to begin with. Sure. I mean, you also gotta find good restaurants to eat at. You're not just gonna eat anywhere. You gotta find the right books to read. You don't wanna just read anything. With the ever so increasing popularity of anime, live action adaptations are coming out left and right. With the highly anticipated One Piece now in development, I don't know how to feel about it. I've been paying attention to that cast very carefully. I mean, it looks okay. You're asking the wrong person when it comes to this, because me, myself personally, I know what's going to happen with something like this. Western anime fans are annoying. They're stupid. I can't stand them. This is coming from someone who has never been to Japan yet, who has not been raised in Japan, don't know anything about Japan, that's consuming a piece of media that's from Japan. As a Western consumer, we are annoying as hell. And that's one of my first reasons why an anime adaptation is going to be hard to translate. I remember when the Cowboy Bebop thing went down, the woman who was playing Faye Valentine kind of snapped off on you know, the fans of the show. I guess they were freaking out because Faye Valentine didn't dress sexy enough.
I wanted to apologize to the fans that I did not anatomically match the Faye Valentine character. 6 foot, double D size breast, 2-inch waist. You know, they looked everywhere for that woman and they couldn't find her. It's kind of weird. So they just went with my short ass. I know. Am I right? You know, there was talk about, like, can we put Daniela in a time machine and maybe give her different parents so she has different genetic information to sort of make her look better? It proved to be too complicated. And the other thing I wanted to bring up was I want to apologize that the outfit I'm wearing is not exactly what she wears in the anime. You know, we tried, but doing stunts in tissue paper, things disappear, they rip. Sometimes it just got lost. Anyway, like I was saying, that original costume, they made a couple of them, but like I said, they got sort of slurped up in my various crevices, never to be retrieved again. So we needed to really build something that could withstand the test of time. So just, you know.
I feel like that's a really stupid thing to complain about. Listen, the live action Cowboy Bebop was a dumpster fire. Straight baby vomit, okay? But out of all the issues with that show, the outfits were literally the furthest thing from the problem. Trust me. This isn't one of those situations where it was the old design for the new Sonic game versus what we have now. Nobody is asking Sonic to dress sexy. That would just be weird. Niggas are furries, bro. That's nasty. But a lot of times the fans hold these very unrealistic expectations and try to put them on human actors, and that's just not realistic. I've done a lot of reaction videos to women who will like get constant plastic surgery on their body and rearrange their whole face because they want to look like Jessica Rabbit, and I've always thought that that stuff was very freaking stupid. Jessica Rabbit is a cartoon, and because she's a cartoon, you can draw cartoons however big, small, beautiful, fat, blemishes, no blemishes. You can draw them however you want. When you look at a situation like the woman who played Faye Valentine, you have to look at it from a realistic perspective. Faye Valentine has been drawn to have yes, obviously that person's natural body versus what was drawn on a cartoon is going to be completely different. And I know people would probably then say, why don't you just cast somebody who's tall? Why don't you just cast somebody who has big breasts? Okay, what if the lady that you cast with the big breast is not a good actor? What if the person doesn't fit the role as the filmmakers envision? But as long as she has a big chest, then it's okay, right? Like that's ridiculous to me. Like, we need to lower our expectations when it comes to the physical features of these characters. I don't have a problem with anime having live action adaptations, pending on what it is. It would be a lot easier for an anime that's like The Great Pretenders to translate smoother to live action than something like Demon Slayer, because there's so much going on within that world. There's a lot of MCU fans who watch anime, and we debate about this all the time. They'll say something to the lines of, well, because the CGI in Marvel is so good, if they just apply that to this, then it should be fine, right? Okay, follow me here. When it comes to American and Japanese comic books, it's apples and oranges. A filmmaker can make a comic book movie translate over to live action so much smoother than a manga, because they have so much to choose from. It's a lot easier for a filmmaker to create a live action adaptation from something like Spider-Man versus Demon Slayer, because you can look at so many different comic books and adaptations and versions of Spider-Man that have been created. Take bits and pieces from each of them to form the script that you want. Whereas something like Demon Slayer, there's only one adaptation. There's not gonna be no Tanjiro based in 2049. As far as I know, that'd be kind of cool though. You're going to look at certain aspects of the character and form your own idea of how you want to present them in your script. You can't look at multiple adaptations of, Muzan, mainly because that doesn't exist. When you are treading on the lines of anime, you have to be specific to literally every single detail. You can't miss no details. You cannot just try to make your own version of these things. There's a reason why people hated the live action Faye. There's a reason why people did not like the live action Light Yagami or L. You have someone like Monkey D. Luffy who's literally probably like 5'8", 5'9", and then you have a character that's like, 6 feet taller than him, like 9 feet tall with fists that are as big as... They're just big. Whereas Marvel Comics and DC Comics, you can contain that universe within the confines of your script. It's going to be very, very hard for people to buy into that, especially with a story that's as intricate and complex as One Piece. Because One Piece takes a lot of time digging into a lot of people's backstories. I don't think Netflix has the time nor the budget to even do that. And then on the flip side, if you try to make it literally the same copy and paste, what's the point of us watching it? Like, why would I take my time and watch something that you literally copy and pasted, bro? I'm just gonna watch the original anime. Just screw this. I don't know, it's a double-edged sword, and I feel like it can be done, but you have to be very specific on what animes you're going for. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel for all sorts of new videos. Follow me on IG, Twitter, TikTok. All of that is in the links below. My name is David Terrell Green, and you're rocking with the best.
Perfect.